be nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer, my God, to thee. Nearer to thee.
My dear brothers and sisters, last week we meditated upon prayer. How prayer can make you joyful, how prayer can give you inner peace, how prayer can make you fearless, how prayer can give you the joy of living. We meditated upon prayer and the importance of prayer during the season of Lent. This week I am going to talk about suffering, because it's also a season of suffering. Jesus suffered. Jesus underwent passion, death, and then he rose from the dead. But he suffered first. He suffered terribly. Mother Mary suffered. All the apostles suffered. All the disciples suffered. There's so much of suffering in the world. People are asking questions. Why is there so much of suffering in the world? Did God create suffering? But if brothers and sisters, when God created the world, He created the world in His own image and likeness. When God created the world, He created it a heaven, a garden of Eden. And man escaped in the garden of Eden. God did not create any kind of suffering. God had told Adam and Eve, enjoy the fruit of everything in this garden. So God had created this world for joy. And God wanted this world to be filled with joy and happiness. Unfortunately, man's sin, Satan allured, enticed Eve to do something evil or to eat the forbidden fruit. The moment Satan enticed Eve, the moment Eve said yes to Satan, that was the moment of sin, and that is the time when suffering entered the world. There was no suffering before that. God had told Adam that you will eat the fruits of everything in the garden except one tree. But after Adam sinned, what did God tell him? With the sweat of your brow, you will eat the fruit of the earth. That means the suffering came, pain came, hard work came, which was not there beforehand. So suffering entered the world only when Adam and Eve sinned. Then when to the Eve, God had blessed her and God had told her that be fruitful and multiply. But when Eve, after the sin, God told Eve that you will bear a child with pain and suffering. So suffering entered the world, suffering came into the world. God did not create it. God doesn't want us to be suffered. God doesn't want us to suffer. God wants us to be happy. God wants us to be joyful. Therefore Jesus said, I come that you have life and life in abundance. And yet there is so much of suffering in the world. Suffering has redemptive value. Christ himself suffered. Mother Mary suffered. All the disciples suffered. Christ wouldn't have suffered if there was no meaning for suffering. So in the next talks, I'll tell you about why there is suffering and what redemptive value suffering has. God bless you, one and all.